Imagine this. You're on a dream vacation with your closest friends, enjoying the sun, sand, and freedom of spring break. But in the blink of an eye, everything changes. Sudiksha Konanki, a young college student from the United States, vanishes without a trace on the beaches of the Dominican Republic. What happened during those final hours? Why did her friends return to the hotel without her? And who is the mysterious person she was last seen with? This is a story that's developing fast, and the details will leave you questioning everything. Stick around because what you're about to hear will shock you to your core. Stay tuned as we dive deeper into this developing story, uncovering the clues and unraveling the mystery behind this shocking case. Don't miss a single detail. This is one story you'll want to watch until the end. Sudiksha Konanki entered the world as part of a family of Indian immigrants who had planted their roots in Northern Virginia. Chasing dreams of a brighter future, her parents nurtured Sudiksha in an environment steeped in education, perseverance, and reverence for her cultural heritage. From her earliest years, Sudiksha stood out for her intellectual gifts, earning admiration from teachers for her insatiable curiosity, unwavering diligence, and fervor for learning. Her brilliance wasn't confined to academics. She shone equally in extracurricular pursuits, particularly within the realm of natural sciences, a passion that would later steer her toward a path in medicine. Living at the crossroads of two cultures, Sudiksha seamlessly wove together her American upbringing with her Indian identity. She mastered Hindi, took part in cultural festivals, and remained deeply connected to the Indian community thriving in Northern Virginia. This harmonious blend of worlds molded her into someone open-minded, compassionate, and profoundly appreciative of life's rich diversity. To those who knew her, Sudiksha was a beacon of light, radiant, kind-hearted, and brimming with warmth. Her smile could light up any room, and her magnetic personality drew people in effortlessly. She had a knack for forging genuine connections, a reputation for being dependable, and an instinctive desire to help others. These traits not only made her cherished among friends, but also set her apart as an exceptional student at the University of Pittsburgh, where she pursued neuroscience and biology during her sophomore year. With aspirations of becoming a doctor, Sudiksha balanced her time between cutting-edge research in the university lab, volunteering, and active involvement in student groups like the Indian Students Association. In the weeks before her disappearance, Sudiksha exuded energy and optimism about her studies and upcoming plans. She had landed a coveted summer internship at a medical institution and was laser-focused on acing her final exams. Her parents fondly remembered frequent calls filled with updates on her achievements and excitement for what lay ahead. A spring break trip to Punta Cana promised a fleeting escape before the rigors of exam season. Sudiksha and 5 close friends meticulously mapped out their getaway, reserving rooms at the Rayu Bamboo Hotel, nestled in the Arena Gorda Resort area, a hotspot celebrated for its breathtaking beaches and lively ambiance. True to her meticulous nature, Sudiksha crafted a detailed itinerary packed with activities and excursions, assuring her parents she'd stay in constant contact throughout the trip. Given her responsible demeanor and the Dominican Republic's status as a popular tourist destination, her loved ones felt no cause for concern. The group touched down in Punta Cana on March 2025, ready to soak up a week of sunshine, relaxation, and adventure. For the first few days, everything unfolded according to plan. Sudiksha radiated joy, sharing snapshots and updates with her family and friends back home. But by that time, calamity struck. Sudiksha was last spotted on a beach in Punta Cana, and her abrupt vanishing sent ripples of shock through her tight-knit community. What began as a carefree spring break retreat morphed into a harrowing ordeal, sparking a massive search operation and capturing global attention. Even now, the enigma surrounding Sudiksha Konanki's disappearance lingers, leaving her family, friends, and countless others yearning for closure. The first days of vacation passed. Carefree, the girls relaxed on the beach, participated in water activities, and visited local attractions. In the photos that Sudiksha sent to her parents, she looked happy and relaxed. Nothing foreshadowed the approaching tragedy. Interestingly, during the vacation, Sudiksha met several other American tourists, including a group of young people from Iowa. These chance encounters would later become important elements in the investigation of her disappearance. One this young is Joshua Riibe, last to see missing Pitt student Sudiksha Konanki alive. Told investigators that he and his friend met Sudiksha and her friends in the hotel lobby of the Raju Republika resort. The night that she went missing, the group went to one of the bars at the resort, had some drinks, it's an all-inclusive, and then he says that someone suggested they go to the beach. And that's where we can pick up the surveillance video of those moments, the same TV station that got the transcript notice. Sin first acquired the surveillance video. Now, the video shows that Riibe has his arms around Sudiksha with their friends making their way to the beach at 4:15 in the morning. Riibe says when he got to the beach, he took off his shirt, his socks, and his shoes. Then at 5:55 a.m., we see most of that group heading back to the hotel, leaving Riibe and Sudiksha behind. Riibe says that he and Sudiksha went into the water where they kissed. This is again from the transcript of his interview with authorities. He says the water reportedly was about waist high. And he says, then they were hit by a wave and carried out to sea. Now this beach, it has been known to have some dangerous surf. In fact, 4 tourists who were staying at this same resort earlier this year all died in a drowning. Riibe told investigators that he and Sudiksha called for help. But since this was the early hours of the morning, there was no one there to help them or hear them. They then tried to swim, and Riibe said Sudiksha was getting tired. This is what Riibe reportedly told investigators. Next quote, "I was holding her under my arm and swimming to get her out of the water. The investigator asked, 'What happened next?' He replied, quote, 'It took me a long time to get her out. It was hard. I've been a lifeguard in pools, not in the sea. I was trying to make sure she kept breathing at all times. I couldn't breathed the whole time, and swallowed a lot of water. I could have passed out several times. When I finally touched the ground on the beach, I placed her in front of me.'" Riibe then says Sudiksha got up to grab her belongings and walked at an angle along the beach in deep water. He says he asked if she was okay as she was walking away, but he never heard her answer, because at that moment he started throwing up from all the seawater. He says he swallowed while swimming to safety. When he finished vomiting, he looked up and says, "Sudiksha was gone," Riibe. Then says that he felt exhausted from that swim, so he laid down on a beach chair and fell asleep. It wasn't until the sun came up the next morning, and he was being bit by mosquitoes, that he said he woke up. This again, all from this transcript with investigators. The next time we would see Riibe on the surveillance video is right here around 9:55 a.m. as he is walking back to the hotel from the beach. You can see his shirt is off, and he doesn't appear to have his shoes on. Then there's part of the report that needs a little more clarification, according to Notius. Sin Riibe tells investigators when he returned to the hotel, he went to his friend's room to get his phone, then went to his own room to sleep. But then at the end of the interview, he says, quote, "The next day, I found my things because I never picked them up, but someone had stolen my shoes and the key card to my room." He never mentions having to go to the lobby to get a new key. So there's the question there of how he was able to get into his room to then sleep. Then you have the final moment that he said he saw Sudiksha. He said that she went to go get her things walking at an angle in knee-high deep water before he started throwing up. Sudiksha's clothes were found on a beach chair by search crews this week. Riibe also said that Sudiksha was kissing him as they walked to the beach, and that's not something that we were able to see in the surveillance video. Then comes the part of the interview where Riibe reportedly refuses to answer several questions. Investigators reportedly asked, "How can we verify what you said is true?" Riibe reportedly replied, "My lawyers advised me not to answer that." According to the New York Post, Riibe was detained for questioning. The Konanki family stated that the detention occurred under unusual circumstances and that investigators intensified the interrogations. The inconsistencies in Riibe's testimony remain a key aspect of the investigation. According to CBS News, investigators found at least 5 different versions of the events. Dominican authorities expanded the search area to include regions beyond the beach zone. According to CNN, additional resources were deployed in the search, including specialized search teams from the United States. Police are also considering the possibility of kidnapping, although there is no concrete evidence of this so far. The case of Sudiksha Konanki sparked a broader discussion about the safety of American students during spring break abroad. Several U.S. universities announced increased security measures and additional briefings for students planning to travel. Reports indicated that the Konanki family enlisted the services of private investigator T.J. Ward, who had worked on this kind of cases for years. Ward's involvement brought additional expertise and resources to the search efforts, applying lessons learned from previous cases to Sudiksha case. Despite the lack of concrete search results, the Konanki family has not lost hope of finding Sudiksha alive. Baker Konanki said in a recent interview with CNN, "We will continue to search for our daughter no matter how long it takes. We will not rest until we know the truth." As of March 19, 2025, Sudiksha Konanki's parents issued a heartbreaking statement acknowledging that their daughter most likely drowned during her trip to Punta Cana. After extensive investigations and search efforts, Baker and Geeta Konanki stated, "With deep sadness and a heavy heart, we have come to accept that our beloved daughter, Sudiksha, tragically drowned during her spring break vacation." This marked a significant shift in the family's stance, as they had previously expressed skepticism about the drowning theory and pushed for a more thorough investigation. In a related development, Joshua Riibe, the last person believed to have seen Sudiksha alive, on March 19th. According to reports, the judge authorized his release. Dominican authorities have not charged Riibe with any crime related to Konanki's disappearance, though he remains a person of interest in the ongoing investigation. The judge's decision came after reviewing all available evidence, including surveillance footage and witness testimonies that corroborated parts of Riibe's account about the incident involving a large wave. Despite extensive search operations involving both Dominican and American authorities, Sudiksha's body has not been recovered. Oceanographers consulted by the investigation team suggested that strong currents in the area could have carried her remains far from the shore, making recovery extremely difficult. The search operation continues, albeit on a reduced scale, as authorities now focus on coastal areas where bodies are typically recovered following drowning incidents in this region. More than 2,000 American citizens disappear during foreign travel each year. The story of Sudiksha Konanki emphasizes the importance of caution and vigilance while vacationing in other countries. It serves as a reminder to remain alert even in popular tourist destinations, especially when interacting with unfamiliar individuals. For parents and families of students studying or traveling abroad, Sudiksha Konanki's case has become a painful reminder of the importance of maintaining regular communication with their children and having information about their whereabouts and plans. Many parents have begun encouraging their children to use location tracking apps and stay in regular contact during trips. The case of Sudiksha Konanki remains open, and the search for the truth continues. Perhaps in the future, new evidence or testimonies will emerge that could help solve the mystery of her disappearance. But already this story has become part of the chronicle of mysterious cases that have captured the world's attention and changed our understanding of safety and responsibility while traveling.